Hi, everyone. I want to talk to you about Microsoft 365 Copilot Studio licensing today. And the reason why is I was talking with a customer who is licensed for Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is the license that allows you to access your business data within your Microsoft 365 tenant with AI. Specifically, it's running ChatGPT 5. And they were using their license in association with Copilot Studio, meaning that when you're licensed for this, you can use Copilot Studio. And Copilot Studio is where you can build custom agents that target specific data within your Microsoft account. So he had a SharePoint site that had human resources information in it, manuals primarily, documents, and he created a custom agent that pointed at that information. Very common use case scenario. We see it all the time, simple to create. And then he published it out via Teams. Well, when he did that, the only people that could use it were people who had the Microsoft 365 Copilot license. Everyone else doesn't have that license, and they're using the default Microsoft 365 Copilot chat, which is within your environment, which is basically web-grounded search. However, if you look down here at the fine print, it says access and use agents priced on a metered basis. That metered basis is the Copilot Studio licensing. So if I click on that over here, this page will bring up the 3 different tiers of Copilot Studio licensing. Studio licensing uses a consumption-based model if you are using Copilot Chat. So if you're not licensed for Microsoft 365 Copilot, that $30 per user license, you need to add this to your tenant. And the simple way to do this is starting with this pay-as-you-go license. It's 1 cent per credit, which is a consumption unit, is what they call it within the model. Don't ask me the details about how that is all calculated, but think of it as a consumption unit. As it's thinking and processing things for you, it's consuming, and there's consumption units to go along with that consuming, and they're 1 cent each. And you add an Azure subscription, and then you do a configuration in the Microsoft 365 admin console for the pay-as-you-go license. Once you are using it a lot, and let's say you get to 20,000 credits being consumed, then you need to switch to the $200 license, which gives you 25,000 credits. And anything over 25,000 credits, you're back to the pay-as-you-go pricing. And then if you're consuming more than 25,000 credits, then you go to the variable licensing. You prepay for a larger amount, which gives you more discounts. So key point, if you have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, you want to build an agent, and you want that agent to be available to anyone in the organization, and that includes external. So when you license for this, there's a licensing document. The right-hand column is the 365 license. The left-hand column here is the Studio license. And you'll notice that it says external resources that you can utilize. So those external resources are your Copilot chat users, but they can also be people literally on the web. You can build agents and publish them out. Notice it says web down here. The other thing you get with this license is it gives you access to data flows or automation within the agents. So you talk about agents talking to agents and other types of data sources. So when you add the Studio license to your environment, other data sources, other resources become available to you to utilize. So if you want to play with Studio, I always recommend to go with the pay-as-you-go model to start, because it really doesn't cost you anything except those consumption credits when you start to use it, which are very light, very inexpensive way to go versus jumping to that $200 license. This is where you start. So that's it. I really want to cover this for you. People typically don't know about this, and I'm on to make you aware because, like I said, that incident I had with my customer. So there you go. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. My email address is below here, and then I'll have my LinkedIn profile link in the description. So there you go. Have a great day.